We are fucking back. Javar, I think this is the first time that we've ever done a Skype like this. Like,
Yeah,
where we
like
have our
this. It was the
yeah,
one
we
where
have
I was at your house. That was like
yeah,
the time we did video together. But yeah.
yeah. And that clip went viral, by the way.
Oh,
That's the one where you're talking about Lonzo like 2 or 3 years ago, where he was like, you were like, he's a bust and all that. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I know, right? Hey, that prediction looks kind of spot on now, but yeah. Welcome back to the show, man. How the hell are you? It's good to see you again, man.
hey man, good to be here. Right when the NBA season's over, we know with good news, our Lakers made it in this thing. How are you
Yeah,
doing? You the one that got a whole new life that moved out to Vegas, out
yeah.
there, city
Out here in the
slicking now.
desert.
What is like, man?
Yeah, man, it's great, man. It's great. It's I'm having a lot of fun so far. I've only been here for a few days, guys, so if my audio is a little echoey, I apologize. I haven't had a chance to fill the room. I literally just got my podcast stuff set up like a day ago, so yeah, just deal with it. But it's great,
I,
man. It's great.
my excuse. I don't do a lot of video. I don't do a lot of podcasts, guys. So hey, just
No,
here.
it works. It works.
But look, let me ask you, as an NBA fan, what has it been like? That
Oh,
experience and the time changes and like, I
yeah.
guess what's it like with the games coming on at 4 o'clock or whatever, right?
Yeah, man. So like that. So like I remember telling you and Courtney before I even moved out here, I was like, guys, like one of the things I'm most excited for is being able to like go outside after the Lakers play and the sun still be out. Because I've been on the East Coast my entire life. Sometimes the Laker games go from 1 a.m., 2 a.m. You stay up, you watch these niggas lose. You had to go to school in the morning. Like it was hard. So now, like today, the game came on at what 12:30, I think, my time, which was amazing. So I love it, honestly. I mean, yeah, it's great being it's great for like all sports, like not just NBA. Because I'm watching a lot of baseball now, and like baseball starts early as hell. Like I didn't realize that they start at like 1 o'clock sometimes Eastern,
Yeah.
which is crazy. Like them niggas don't care if you got to work or not. Like they're like, yeah, let's get the balls out. Let's go. So, but it's cool. Yeah, I love it so far. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite thing about living on the West Coast, or I was in Mountain Time when I was in the military. But yeah, that was 2 hours back. That was the best thing about it was the time zones change.
Yeah,
But yeah, man,
for
enjoy
sure.
that.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it, man. As you said, last game of the NBA season is over. Only thing we have left is the play-in and the playoffs. The matchups are set. Um, let's just go ahead and start with our Lakers. We made the number 7 seed. We started out 2-10 on the season. It's kind of crazy to think that we've we kind of like made chicken salad out of chicken shit because
Yeah,
I
when you
mean,
look at it.
yeah, like our roster construction at the beginning of the season was just abysmal. I remember both of us being here like I don't know what we're gonna do. Like it's funny because like I'm pretty sure I remember you saying like, bro, like if we don't win this one game against Portland, like we might start out like 0-11 or something crazy. And you were close. So uh,
Yeah, just looking
you
at the
know,
schedule, because yeah, I remember those days. I remember just like basically just feeling like we were in purgatory, like we couldn't do nothing with this season until we make a trade. Like we just
yep,
something had to give. We waited almost till almost to the buzzer to make the
right,
trade, but hey, somehow we squeezed it out. We were the Lakers are what now, 16 and no 17-7, something like that since the All Star break.
something like that. Yeah,
I want to say at least the best record in the Western Conference last I saw.
for sure.
That's impressive. When we were trying to at the All Star break when we made the trades, we were kind of just saying like let's go such and such. We basically exceeded all expectations on like what we were trying to do. But we just other teams kept winning. Even we kind of blew it on some games here, some close games,
Hmm.
some missed opportunities. Just kind of sucks that we were just kind of one game short of maybe getting into that 6th seed. But
Yeah.
hey, all in all, to make it this far and to squeeze into the play-in, pretty comfortably, honestly,
Hmm.
they did a good job, man. This and with the way this Western Conference, this really the season, especially this Western Conference is going, it makes you feel like we got a chance.
Right.
What's that?
Which, in the beginning of the season, there was no way that we were going to be even a 7 seed. I mean,
Right.
at some points after we made the trade, I felt like, dude, like it's possible to get up to like the 4th seed, maybe, like, depending on, who wins and who loses some games. But like you said, there were certain games we dropped. AD didn't play that back to back against Houston. That turned out being big for us. And I think we dropped another one against Utah. Or no, we actually won that game in overtime. But yeah, so
Dropped a game, lost a buzzer beater to Dallas on a game where we were up
uh
like what
Kleber.
we were up 10 with like a minute and a half to go. Should have won that game, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But
yeah,
look,
hey,
like you said, I honestly agree that we kind of squeezed into a comfortable spot to where we're number 7, so we do have to play in the playing game, which is on Tuesday, and we're going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves first. So, for those of you that didn't watch this last game on Sunday, Timberwolves. The Timberwolves are funny. Jaden McDaniels punched the wall for whatever reason and ended up breaking his hand, so he's going to be out.
this is
Um,
after Rudy Gobert punched his teammate
Kyle Anderson, yeah.
Kyle Anderson slow mo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So yeah. And then the Timberwolves owner came out and said that there will be repercussions for this. He's going to be punished. So I seriously doubt they're going to make him miss a play-in game. But that'd be great for us too if Rudy Gobert and AD don't have to match up, because we both know AD is just fragile. He's just going to get banged around down there. So what do you see happening, man? Let's do two scenarios. If Rudy Gobert plays and if Rudy Gobert does not play, where do you see this particular game going?
um, I mean, regardless, that Jaden McDaniels, him being with a broken hand and most likely being out, that's huge because he was a problem for us. Like he had kind of had LeBron looking old,
Yep.
um, and on both ends really, and so him being out there, that kind of opens things up for LeBron and some of our shooters and stuff because he was actually like blocking shots and contesting them well at the rim,
Yeah.
with his activity. So him being out is a big deal alone.
I
So.
agree.
Um, and I think we found something against Cat with Rui being able to body him up and also guard him on the perimeter too.
Hmm.
So that's somebody to help guard him. So regardless, I'm not really worried about Gobert because he was not much of a he had his way in that first half, that last game against us, but yeah, I don't think he did anything after that. Nobody's really worried about Gobert, honestly, to me. Um, so
So you think
I'm
Lakers win?
I'm feeling like the Lakers are in a good spot with this one. Yeah, and
Okay.
actually, I like that matchup against Memphis too. If that's what they get for
Hmm.
that 7th seed.
So I tend to agree, if I'm being completely honest. I do think that Ant is gonna destroy us. Like if he drops 40, I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised.
because he was sick that last game. He couldn't do nothing. That was not really that. That's not him. So we got to
Hmm.
expect him to have a much better game than that too. So that's something to factor in. Which yeah, it's good. That's
So
why
I
you brought
think,
that up.
yeah, yeah. So I think Darvin Ham is gonna stand pat with this lineup. The AD, Vanderbilt, Braun, Austin Reeves, and D'Lo.
Yeah.
So I feel like if Austin Reeves is guarding Ant Man, I think poor Reeves, he's about to get cooked. So like you said, I would like to start bigger and move Rui into the starting lineup and take Reeves out, just so Vando or
Oh
or
wow.
Rui can guard Ant Man. So you
You
know,
take Austin out. This man averaging 20s
yeah,
since starting.
it's just a bad matchup, bro. It's just a bad matchup. I mean, this is the postseason where players must sacrifice. So I mean, look,
I don't
Darvin Ham
know.
isn't going to
I
do it.
feel like we need Austin. Like, hold on, what you mean? Like,
Who's going to score? Because we can't
yeah,
LeBron,
but
LeBron or
say like,
AD.
yeah, so we need they need this guy. Like, he's like an outlet relief and a shooter and all that
Yeah,
combined. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Lakers fans.
I think the
Um,
problem has been Vando in that lineup because like
yeah.
if he doesn't have somebody to guard, which he can't guard Towns, it's not a good matchup. So I think that I would love to start Rui immediately, but
Okay.
if we're gonna play um, Vando, he needs to guard
Gobert.
Ant-Man.
Oh,
And,
Ant.
yeah,
Ooh.
like somebody like that can give him something on the perimeter because he I don't know, like if we're gonna play him, I honestly don't think it's the series for Vando. That's what I'm thinking.
Mm. Okay. You might be right. You might be right.
Because his last couple of games, he's been kind of getting exposed. Teams aren't guarding him, and they're kind of giving the Westbrook treatment. And he's got bad hands too. He's not catching the ball, not finishing a layup. So if he's not, he's messing around on offense. It's kind of, and he doesn't have somebody to guard defensively.
Yeah.
This might not be the
Yeah.
series for him. They're the matchup for him.
One thing I do want to mention, on the last pod we had, I said some things, inflammatory things apparently, about Austin Reeves.
Yeah, I don't understand why you hate on this man. This dude is.
No, I'm not a
I don't
hater. I'm
know,
not a
man.
hater.
Look. I've been consistent. This man, to me, if he was on a small market team, people be he'd be like featured like
Yeah.
at this rate. But I don't know if he would have got this type of exposure, obviously, because he's
Right.
on the Lakers. which Austin, stay with the Lakers because you get exposure, you get endorsements and stuff. So don't just chase the money on the contract. We'll hook you up on the back end, slide you some money on the table.
Yeah.
But
Clutch sports, baby.
But yeah, the man's got such an all-around game, and he ain't scared, and he can hold his own defensively. He's not like great, but he can. He's solid, and he's so efficient. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. This guy's a hooper, man. Like, I'm not saying he's like a certified like superstar or nothing, but he's not much different from, say, like D'Angelo Russell to me at this point.
Okay.
So however you want to say that, like a quasi star or whatever, whatever the case. But more like a fourth option on a good team type thing. I could see Austin Reeves being that good, man. Like, teams are gonna be throwing money at this guy this summer. Like, y'all gonna be surprised. He's gonna get like some crazy offers. Like, what?
He's getting 4 years, $100 million for Austin Reeves.
Van Vliet money, yeah. I'm telling you, I'm not playing. If it's possible, I don't know, like contractually, because I think he's a restricted free agent, so it's only so much they can offer him. But yeah. Jeannie better start saving up her coins. You got to keep this guy. But yeah, just going forward, looking at this matchup, I mean, look, and also playoffs, like, this is how he's going to be able to prove himself too. Like, as well as he's playing, I don't think you should mess with that. And I'm interested to see if he's going to still be able to keep up that, because we have to play like such high intensity games anyway, and he's been performing. So it's almost like we damn near been playing playoff games. So I don't see why this won't stop. So I just don't think it's any kind of hot streak or some kind of fluke. I'll let you finish on like what you were going to do with your plea, or your whatever. But give this man his money, y'all.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I mean, obviously, I think I said something to the effect of like, I don't think he's a star. I still honestly feel that way, but he's good, and I'm glad that he's on the Lakers. I would be sad to see him go, but I think his ceiling is like probably like Hito Turkoglu level, like right below an all-star, or maybe like an all-star, like if he's having, like, depending on the team he's on, which is still a really good player. Like, Hito Turkoglu played 16 years in the league. That's nothing to bitch and moan about. So
he was the second or third best player on the team that went to the finals.
Yep, so. Exactly. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so I think both of us think that the Lakers will take care of business and will beat the Timberwolves at home on Tuesday. What about the Pelicans and the Thunder? This is an interesting matchup. What do you think?
I'm surprised that the Pelicans lost that game against the Timberwolves, but I mean, I feel like they definitely are favored in this one against the Thunder. I don't know if the Thunder even really want to. I think they're just happy that they weren't
made
a joke.
It this far.
And they'll take their lottery pick after the play-in. So I think the Pelicans are definitely going to. I mean, you can't sleep on the Thunder. They're going to play hard, of course. They're going to try, but I just think the Pelicans probably should win that game. They have the edge on a little experience. They got some guys to throw at Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. And I don't know. I just kind of feel like they should probably win that matchup. But I don't know. It could go either way, I guess. If the Thunder get hot, a couple guys, Dort start making some threes, and Giddey start messing around. I don't know. We got a couple guys. But they have such a bright future regardless.
Yeah, I really like the Thunder. I would like to see them do well, and I would like to see Shea hoop in this game. Like, I pretty much expect a 40 ball from him, regardless of the outcome. But I do think they're a bit overmatched, and I think what you said was pretty much how I feel. Like you said, experience, and going to the postseason and getting that confidence, win or lose, going to the postseason and getting that confidence matters. And I don't think anybody on the Thunder has even been in the playoffs yet. I don't know if I'm missing anybody.
Yeah, Dort was there when Chris Paul was there that one season, right?
Okay, he sure was. Yeah.
I think Shea Gilgeous was too. Shea was too, coming off the bench.
Okay,
I think
so. I don't. Maybe he was. Whatever. But anyway, so yeah, I lean your way. I think the Pelicans are going to win, and we'll see another rematch between the Timberwolves and the Pelicans. But one thing we need to touch on is Zion Williamson, man.
I was about to say, what is happening? Like, is he?
Yeah.
I keep joking. Like, this is a tragedy. This is a tragedy, man. Like, I joke about this guy, because he doesn't play, but this is sad for the game. He's so talented.
Yeah.
And he's been out all this time, and he's still, like, they already called. He's out for play in. I think they
Mhm.
maybe set the first round already, right? Or no?
I'm not sure about the first round, but the play in for sure that he's not going to play in the play in,
Just, I
which
mean,
sucks.
if I like, I wonder if he has any say in this. I guess probably not, or is he actually getting hurt or something? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what the deal is, but do you have any
I've
details there?
I've heard conflicting stories. So I've heard stories that the Pelicans are keeping him out because they fear re-injury because he's already re-aggravated it, and
Is he just
I
so
hear
out
that
of
he's actually
his
hurt.
like his weight or something? Like they're not comfortable with
Yeah,
that coming back to?
yeah. So I don't know, but if you first of all, I mean, 2 or 3 months ago, the Pelicans were number one seed. Zion was averaging like 29 points a game. Ingram was just starting to come back from his toe injury. Like the Pelicans were looking unstoppable.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
now, yeah, now Zion goes down. You fall all the way to the 12th seed at one point. You go on like a 12-game losing streak, and then you climb back, and now you're in the ninth seed. I think the Pelicans should try to go for it. It's like you said, like the West is wide open. Like if Zion can play, he needs to play. Um,
So you think it's a chance he might actually come back in the first round or second round if they were to just keep playing?
yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, if definitely not this play in, but like if the playoffs start Saturday and they play Sunday, Tuesday, Friday, I think he can be back for that game 3 in New Orleans. So I mean, that's just how I feel like they should try because even if they wind up facing the freaking Nuggets in the first round, I don't think the Nuggets are unbeatable by any means. So um,
Hmm.
that's just my opinion. But yeah, so go ahead.
I'm about to say Jokic has been looking shaky. I know they just kind of maybe resting and trying to get. He had a calf injury or something last week of the season.
Yeah,
I don't know. They ain't been looking so great lately. Yeah,
calf injury.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
just maybe a rest excuse.
yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna say Lakers finish in the seventh, and the Pelicans finish in the eighth.
So you
What
think
do
the
you got?
Pelicans are beating the Timberwolves? Do you think the Timberwolves just a spiraling ship? I mean, there's more
100%.
details just came out about the fight between Gobert and
Oh,
Kyle
really?
Anderson. Yeah, Woj just tweeted that Gobert, Minnesota's Gobert escalated a verbal argument to a physical encounter after Kyle Anderson told him to shut the fuck up, bitch. The disagreement started with Anderson telling Gobert to block some shots, Gobert telling him to grab a rebound, ended with a punch and Gobert getting sent home. Gobert later sent an apologetic text to teammates in the group chat. Per Mike Conley, we'll speak about it and move on. We're grown men. Mm.
Ah. Right. That's hilarious. Yeah. Rudy Gobert definitely waited for that nigga to turn that cheek. He was like, bitch.
Shalalavoo.
Right.
that was French, y'all. But
Oh God. Shout out to the Timberwolves. Yeah, it's over for them. It's over. So give me the Lakers and the Pelicans in the first round. Do you agree or do you disagree? Before I move on.
it's probably looking that way. Yeah, I agree.
Let's talk about the East play-in. This one isn't as interesting. I'm gonna be completely honest, audience. Heat and the Hawks 7 and 8. Uh, it really doesn't matter because I mean 7 and 8 is just gonna get mollywopped by the Bucks and the Celtics in the first round. But we'll talk about it anyway. So let's talk Heat and the Hawks. I don't think the Hawks have a chance. Um,
No. Seeing as how they locked up Trey last season,
exactly.
so I guess they got Dejounte for that, but I don't think that's enough. And
No.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think
What do you?
Miami. I think just Miami. They're probably going to step up a different level a little bit in the playoffs too. I expect.
Mhm.
So Jimmy Butler, Bam.
They've got a lot of guys, man, that have been pretty far. What do you
Yeah.
think about the Kevin Love acquisition? No, it's like kind of like an under the
I mean,
radar.
has he done anything? I mean, I
I
know he
mean,
starts, but every time I
he's.
look, he's kind of there on just spacing.
I mean, don't get me wrong. This isn't Minnesota Kevin Love or even Cleveland Kevin Love when they were good, but he's still serviceable. I mean, he's still just a
Just a space
taking.
right there, just a
Yeah,
guy hits the
exactly.
shots. Yeah,
Yeah, and he still rebounds really well. I think they may have something with him and Bam at the 5 and the 4.
kind of spaces the floor
Um,
for Bam a little bit.
yeah, to get him off. Jimmy Butler is we already know what he's gonna do. And Eric Spoelstra, I think, is just such a great coach that they're going to have a great game plan for the Hawks. I don't think that they're going to take them lightly,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't expect this. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this was a blowout. I'm just being real. The Hawks are super disappointing this year. They totally underachieved in my opinion, like on paper. But like John Collins, he's just a bum. No,
Damn.
he's a bum. No, he's a bum.
He's a bum. He's
he's
not a
a
bum.
no, he's
I
a
think I
bum,
think
bro.
he just tired of getting in trade rumors every damn year. He tired of these niggas like always trying to trade him. Like, get rid of this dude, man.
Yeah. DeJounte Murray, he's solid. I actually like DeJounte Murray.
Same.
But I don't think that bro, John Collins is a bum. He's a bum, bro. He's a bum. I'm
He's
sorry.
okay. He's overpaid. He's not a star, but
Is Tobias Harris a bum?
no, he's not a bum. He's definitely overpaid.
You're nuts. But yeah, okay, yeah. And then Trey, yeah. I don't believe in this Hawks team. I don't think anybody does. I got the Heat winning by a landslide. Raptors and the Bulls, another ugly one. Oh my god.
I don't think either of these teams want to win, honestly.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, like, do either of these teams even care? Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Nick
know.
Nurse, I mean, he's been ready to go since the All-Star break. I've been hearing rumors of him, basically trying to decide if this is going to be his last year or not.
Wow.
And then the Bulls, I mean, they were just tanking against the Mavericks the other day. Because they know they're locked in their playoff positioning, and they were just trying to get the worst record they could.
Right.
So I guess they're already like positioning to drop out of the play-in and be in the lottery. They're already worried about that. I don't know. So.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see any upside for either of those teams. So they're just some play hards. The Bulls, no, I try. I'm about to say they got DeRozan, but DeRozan don't show up in the playoffs, and
yeah, unfortunately.
I just don't see it. So, between those teams, I don't really care. I think it's probably gonna be 7-8. I think probably Miami, Atlanta. I think what it's going to end up being.
I agree. Yeah, I don't. I mean, even if the Bulls win this matchup, which I would pick them versus the Raptors, even the Raptors at home, I don't see either one of those teams beating the Hawks or the Heat, whoever loses. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. First round, Western Conference, we have the Denver Nuggets versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Let's live in the fantasy world. Let's say Zion comes back in Game 3. Nuggets are probably going to win the first 2 games at home. How do you see this series shaking out?
I mean, I think this ain't gonna be easy for the Nuggets.
I agree. I totally agree.
Jokic, honestly, he's got to really dominate this one.
Mm-hmm.
Like if he's the MVP that everybody think he is, he's got to average 30 and he's got to 30 plus and dominate. I think they're going to have a hard time with Ingram if he keeps playing the way he's playing.
Absolutely. KCP ain't going to cut it.
I kind of wish Alvarado, I don't know what's up with him. He's been missing. I guess he's out. So they're kind of missing some of that guard defense on like Jamal Murray. Mm-hmm. But, they still got they got some guys, man. So
Herb Jones. Yeah.
Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Valanciunas to help kind of combat Jokic. I think not going to be enough, but I think I'm gonna say Nuggets in 6, but it's not gonna be easy for them.
Yeah. So I mean, okay, if Zion comes back, if the Pelicans are gonna win this in 7 games. Now, that's solely because the Pelicans. I mean, the Nuggets have nothing for Zion. Like Jokic is not a great rim protector. Neither is Aaron Gordon or Michael Porter Jr. Thomas Bryant isn't, as Lakers fans we know. So, yeah. Zion is absolutely going to dominate this series, and it's just like you said, like they have nothing for Brandon Ingram, who's playing the best basketball of his life right now. I do wish that Alvarado was there, like you said, just for like an energy, just to get the team riled up. But I honestly don't believe that he would make an incredible difference in this series unless they just tried to, like, I don't know, face guard Jamal Murray or something to keep him from being involved in the offense.
Yeah.
But,
I feel like CJ McCollum's got to have a great series for them. The Pelicans stand a chance. I don't have faith in that, honestly. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, if Zion doesn't play and it's just Ingram and McCollum out there, then I wouldn't be surprised if they lose in 5. Just because I don't believe in CJ McCollum either. I mean, he's how many times does he have to prove to us that he just isn't a playoff performer? But look, it's a new year, new situation, new team. Maybe he will, show up this year. I doubt it, but maybe.
Yeah, I think that's going to be Pelicans' problem is scoring. They're not going to have enough scoring. Now that I think about it, yeah, I'm saying Nuggets in 5, not even
Nuggets
6.
in 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies against the Los Angeles Lakers. This is going to be a fun series, man. A lot of trash talk, a lot of bad blood. Shannon Sharp, Dylan Brooks. Let's get into it. Give me your thoughts, man. How do you see this series shaking out?
I think it's a good matchup for our Lakers, man. What's the season series against these guys?
I have no idea.
Probably should have. I mean,
I don't. I think we won that game in Memphis, didn't we? Or no?
I feel like we won at least twice. So it's probably 2-2.
Probably, or it'd be 2-1 there because they're not in our division. But yeah,
I mean, I like the matchup. I think that like we all, the joke is we're gonna get Jaren Jackson in foul trouble. We're gonna get Jaren Jackson in foul trouble. And I mean, because we draw the most fouls in the league, and this guy is like one of the most hackiest person ever. Like
he just can't help himself, bro.
Yeah, he can't stop. So we keep attacking the paint. We're gonna have a hard time with Ja. That's it is what it is.
He's gonna average.
It's kind of almost like let him get his, and we're gonna have to try to shut down these other guys. Let Dylan Brooks shoot, and stay on Desmond Bane. I like our chances, though. I say Lakers in 5 or 6. The Grizzlies got home court advantage. I think we're gonna steal one of those first 2. Assuming let's just we're making assumptions out to the Lakers are in 7th seed. So I feel like we're gonna steal one of those first 2, probably maybe the first one. And I think we're gonna have them on our heels, and we're gonna win. They're probably gonna take one of ours in LA at some point, but I think we're gonna beat them in Memphis in 6. Wow. Sorry, actually it'll be in LA at 6. So in Memphis in 5. Sorry.
Damn.
Memphis in 5. We're going, just straight like that. I kind of like how it even go up because if we take one in the road, hit them in the mouth, one of our first 2, and then have them on their heels, 3-1, beat them in Memphis.
I think one of the things that are working in our favor is that Steven Adams is out for the series. He hurt his knee, so he's not going to be playing. So they'll be playing Brandon Clark too. Yeah. So they'll be playing relatively small with Jaren Jackson Jr. and Xavier Tillman.
Yeah.
And like you said, like and hopefully AD remembers that the league picked Jaren Jackson Jr. as an all-star over him, and he uses that as fire.
Got to. Hopefully they put that up on the wall. Yeah. All-star Jaren Jackson.
Exactly.
Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson, about to be fouled out every game.
Yep. I really want AD to just fucking cook this nigga because there's no comparison. And AD should have got that all-star spot. But like you said, Ja is going to fucking destroy us. There's nothing we can do about it. He's too quick. He's too good. He's too talented.
Maybe we're gonna have to give him space. If he's making threes, then we're in trouble. And some of those games, but just play off of him.
Yeah, I would like. I don't want to say face guard Desmond Bane because like I think he's like super lethal, and I don't want him to get any rhythm. Dylan Brooks, like give him the Russell Westbrook treatment, like leave that nigga open. And yeah, man, like I see us winning in 6. I think Ja is definitely good enough to carry them to a win, but I don't know if we're going to be ready to steal game 1 or 2, just because of LeBron.
That's a good point. Yeah, and it's a new team. These guys don't have great playoff experience. A new coach too, so probably right.
Yeah.
Probably Lakers in 6.
Yeah, Lakers in 6.
If we win,
we're gonna win. Oh, you mean the play-in game?
The play-in, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We're in 7.
Yeah. So yeah, both of us got Lakers in 6. I mean, I don't really see it any other way. Even if Ja averages 50, it kind of just is what it is. Is it?
Okay, assuming now that let's just play a little pick your story for Lakers fans. Would you rather be in 7th or 8th as a seed? Would you rather place the Grizzlies or the Nuggets and be in that bracket with the Warriors in the second round?
Yeah,
most likely. The Clippers or Suns in the second round, I guess.
Yeesh. I mean, both brackets are scary, but I would definitely rather take the the Warriors bracket just because Andrew Wiggins hopefully isn't back, even though they say he's going to be back.
And Lakers match up pretty good with the Warriors too.
We do, man, but fucking Steph, man. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, the good thing is that LeBron has so much experience playing against those guys, so he'll just pick who he wants and blah blah blah. But we'll see. That's later down the road. I don't want to worry about that now. Kings and the Warriors. I think this is going to be super super fun, man. I think this is going to be a fun fucking series. What are your thoughts on this?
Man, the Warriors better get Andrew Wiggins back.
They're gonna need him because De'Aaron Fox is no joke.
This is gonna be a high scoring affair, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
But assuming there's going to be like in the close games, I think it's going to go the Warriors' way because I think the Kings are just going to be playing too fast and doing young team mistakes.
Yeah.
But I think most people are going to pick the Warriors, but I just don't think it's going to be easy. So I say Warriors in 6.
I wouldn't be surprised if this goes 7. I'm not going to lie to you, bro.
Yeah, I was about to say 7, but I'll say 6. But yeah.
De'Aaron Fox is a problem. I'm so glad he got rewarded for being an all-star this year. I think he's averaging 24, 25, a few rebounds, 6 or 7 assists. Sabonis is a problem. I think he may even be a matchup issue for Dre, just because on defense, Draymond kind of likes to hang in the paint and guard the rim, where Sabonis can kind of pull him out to that free throw line and just open up other things for Harrison Barnes or Keegan Murray or Kevin Huerter, guys like that. Malik Monk, who's been playing really well for them. And the Kings have home court advantage, and Sacramento is a great building. It's a great city. They have great fans there. It's going to be loud. It's going to be intense.
First time in the playoffs since 2005, 2006?
Something like that, yeah. They had the longest playoff drought ever in any major sport. Yeah. So
the problem is that those are very close locations to Golden State too. It's just a couple an hour or two away or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of not really home court as far as all the advantages you get with travel and they could probably just wake up and from their own house and just drive to the game.
Catch a 45-minute flight, if that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I see it going 7, but I see kind of like you said, this is their first time in the postseason. I can't really say that they're going to beat the defending champs, even though the Warriors haven't been great all year. I think they're kind of turning it on and they're getting invested. Steph is just, it seems like every other night you pull up, he's he 8 threes last night. Clay's looking really good. They're going to get back Andrew Wiggins. I think Looney's fine. Yeah. So, I mean, and Gary Payton II is coming back too. So
Jordan Poole's playing a lot better. That's the guy who I think he's the key. He has not had a great season at all after they just paid him. So he's been playing a lot better. That's good to see for them.
Yeah. So I think it'll be Warriors in 7. But I think this is potentially going to be one of the best first round matchups. This is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait for this. This is definitely not going to be an NBA TV. I'll say that.
Which one will be, you think?
Oh, it'll be the Nuggets and the Pelicans. Nuggets and the Pelicans for sure.
I was going to say Bucks and Bulls or
Bucks
and Hawks.
Yeah, that one is for sure. That's going to be on fucking TBS or whatever alternate channel.
True TV.
Yeah. All right, man. 4-5. We got the Suns and the Clippers. We were cracking jokes earlier saying, the Clippers were trying to lose on purpose so they could duck the Suns in the first round, but it don't seem that way. We don't know the status of Paul George and if he will play or if he'll be ready to play. Russell Westbrook versus Chris Paul. Russell Westbrook versus Kevin Durant in the first round. This is gonna be must-see TV. I need it.
Man, I feel like the Clippers definitely at a disadvantage though, not having Paul George.
Oh yeah, Suns in 4.
It'd be interesting to see if Ty Lue could find any kind of weaknesses or try to scheme something here. But yeah, I don't see them being able to have the firepower. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Every game is going to be tough for them to keep up scoring wise.
Yeah. I would give the Clippers credit, especially Kawhi. He's been balling this last 3-4 weeks of the season too. But without Paul George, you're relying on Nick Batum and Eric Gordon, and no disrespect to those guys. I mean, 10 years ago, those are great role players, but I don't know about now. You're relying on Bones Highland, who's has no playoff experience whatsoever. Whereas on Phoenix, even though they don't have a lot of depth, they have veterans like CP, uh, Devin Booker, of course, and Ayton been to the finals. Chris Paul been to the finals. Kevin Durant, 2-time Finals MVP. They have even Damian Lee went to the finals with the Warriors, won a championship.
Yeah.
They've got guys who've at least been to the dance. So, I think that'll be a major factor. And like you said, I just don't really see the Clippers being able to keep up with the Suns' firepower at the end of the day. I think they're just going to outscore them. Like, I don't know, this might get ugly. This might be a sweep. We haven't even talked about the Russell Westbrook problem, but Ty Lue is smart. Like Russell Westbrook Russell Westbrook does not touch the floor in the fourth quarters, bro. It's so funny. Like Russ, he plays like 22 minutes a game. Like it's crazy. Like Ty Lue is like, yeah, nah, I'm not doing this.
I guess he's happier doing that as opposed to coming off the bench,
Which is ridiculous. He
whatever.
was getting more minutes off the bench, but
Yeah.
their problem, not ours. So I'm gonna say Suns in 4. What do you think?
I say Suns in 5. Yeah, I think Clippers might be able to get a game, but that's about it.
Got it. Okay, so let's move to the East. So we have the Bucks and the Hawks. Bucks 4-0. They're too good. Giannis. Yeah. What do you think?
It's gonna be ugly, man. Yeah, it's gonna be ugly.
You don't think the Hawks gonna get one game?
I don't. No. It might be a blowout every single game. It just might be.
Come on, man. Not the caw. Come on, man.
The Hawks ain't got it this year, man. It's just them making it to the playoffs will just be like, well, at least they did that because they were turbulent all season.
Yeah.
How are they supposed to match up with the Bucks? They got nothing there.
No, they can't.
Honestly, they all these years of them trying to compete, they still have not quite found matchups for Giannis. I feel like in the East, you got to get some kind of big guy, some kind of big star or something to kind of match up with Giannis. And the Hawks just haven't been finding it. I haven't been looking for it. I guess, and Yeka Nkanu was there. Hope he's going to develop into.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hunter or something. I don't know, but
they got Clint Capella, man. What you talking about?
I like Clint Capella, but I mean, like someone that you could stick on Giannis, like.
Oh, okay.
Like all game, like he's got to guard Brook Lopez or whatever. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Bucks in 4. This may get ugly. I would be interested to see like what the spread is on these games because. This is just gonna get.
Honestly, look, if you're the Hawks, let me see. What's their situation? They need to just lose and just go into the lottery.
Why do you say that?
Because they don't got no juice, man. Like we'll talk about the Mavericks and their situation. Like sometimes as an organization, like is it worth it being in the play-in if you just want your head beat in?
Yeah,
like
very true.
Like just get a better asset and see what I mean. Maybe you got a chance to get in the top 4, but even if it's like a 13th or 14th pick, it's like better than a 16th pick. Just I think that's where the Hawks are. They got no chance at all of winning a championship, or barely a chance of winning the play-in. Like what's the point? Just let just bow out, man, and live to fight another day and try to get a better pick.
Real quick. Let's say the Raptors or the Bulls do make the 8th seed and they face the Bucks. Do you think any one of those matchups would be more interesting?
I think the Bulls might be able to steal a game just because it's a little bit of home cooking being close to Milwaukee as well for both teams. There's Bull fans that'll be up there in Milwaukee, and for some reason they kind of have a little rivalry there where they play the Bucks decent, but I don't think obviously they wouldn't win a series, but I think they can maybe win a game or two. The Raptors, no, not against the Bucks.
All right, let's talk about the Boston Celtics, number 2 seed versus the Miami Heat. I think that this is going to be a very interesting matchup. Honestly,
I was about to say like this. They've been playing the Celtics pretty good this season.
Yeah, I still think the Celtics are going to win the series. I just think they're just more talented, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes 6, maybe even 7, like a sweaty game 7. I wouldn't be surprised. I think Eric Spoelstra is going to have a great game plan to deal with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I think he kind of saw what the Warriors did, where they kind of made them go into the teeth of the defense and forced them to turn over the ball. Especially Jaylen Brown. I mean, he was terrible. Um, I think that the biggest issue with Miami is, are they going to be able to withstand the onslaught of Jason Tatum hitting 3 or 4 threes in a row? When Miami is relying on undrafted guys, or I mean, I promise I'm not trying to shit on those guys, but like guys that just don't have name value in the league.
Yeah.
Whereas the
Max
Celtics
Strus and stuff.
have, the Celtics, they have obviously Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, Tatum, Al Horford, Blake Griffin of all people. And of course, their biggest acquisition, Malcolm Brogdon, who's been playing really well as of late. So I do think the Celtics are going to win this series, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a tougher series than everybody expects.
Yeah, I was trying to see which finger or hand Jaylen Brown cut his finger on, but sound like that's minor. They expect him to be practicing here by the end of the week, so
Yeah,
I guess that shouldn't nothing to worry about. But yeah, so if that's the case, then yeah, the Celtics have the talent gap. They, like you said, once they hit a couple threes, the Heat, do they have the juice? Do they have the offense to keep up? They're relying on no names to hit their threes. Yeah, I don't love that. So
and Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry is washed, bro. I don't know if you've been paying attention. He can't.
Oh, I have.
He's struggling.
Yes.
So, yeah, Celtics in 6. I think the Heat will give them a good fight, but Celtics just talent gap.
I agree. Philadelphia 76ers and the Brooklyn Nets. Excuse me. I think that this could potentially be a interesting series as well.
Where's Harden at? What's his status? Because I know he's battling something, right?
Is he?
Yeah, it's kind of Achilles thing or something, right? Like,
oh no, that's the fake injury. That's just that's fake news. He's fine. He's gonna play. Okay. I expect everybody to play him. Oh, aside from Ben Simmons, bum ass. He's out for the season, just in case anybody cared.
I forgot about him. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's still in the Nets. He's still in the Nets somehow.
How many more years on that contract? Oof.
Yeah, right. I just want to say this one thing about. I mean, obviously, Brooklyn has nothing for Joel Embiid. Like he's gonna feast this series, but Mikal Bridges, bro, I'm telling you, watch this series. Mikal Bridges,
just to see if he's still gonna get off, man.
In the postseason, you mean?
Yeah, I'm like so efficiently at that.
Hey man, he has it all, bro. Like he has it all. I'm like excited for him to get the spotlight, to see, just like you, to see when the defense is geared towards you, like PJ Tucker is grabbing you and holding your jersey and all that. I want to see if you can do it in the postseason, and I think he can, man. He has everything. So I'm excited for this matchup. But I don't expect this to be a long series at all, unless Mikal Bridges just gets hot and steals a game in Brooklyn or something. But I've got Philly in 5, but I want to see if Mikal Bridges can have a great series versus the Sixers. What do you think?
I got Philly in 4, but I don't. It's not that I don't believe in Mikal Bridges or nothing as a star, but yeah,
Embiid's on a mission.
Just the talent gap, yeah. And I mean, who else is really on the Nets? It's just Mikal Bridges and Dinwiddie and
Dorian Finney-Smith, Joe Harris, Seth Curry, Nick Claxton.
Seth Curry, does he still play? Like he kind of ride the bench now.
I mean, he doesn't play 30 minutes a game, but yeah, I mean he plays around 20 minutes a game. He's still lethal though. I mean, he's still somebody you got to guard.
I saw something about he was out for personal reasons, just out like for a period of time or something. But,
yeah.
But yeah, I the good on the Nets for holding it together after the trade and still making it into the playoffs, clear the play-in after losing KD and Kyrie at the trade deadline.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nets fans are really happy about where they are, like as a team, with the roster and their future and everything, but because I think they're giving up a pick to the Rockets, right? So
yeah,
and more picks to come. But I think they're actually going to win out a little bit on the other side of getting some picks from that KD trade too, and that they have a young star, Mikal Bridges. So they're going to get their head beat in here most likely, but keep building with the guys who want to be there.
I agree. The last series, this is another juicy one in my opinion. The Cleveland Cavaliers and the New York Knicks. The town that everybody wanted Donovan Mitchell to play in, but it didn't happen. The Knicks have a new star in Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle. The Cavs are. I honestly, I mean, this is pretty much where I kind of locked them in the beginning of the season, right behind the Celtics, Bucks, and the Sixers. Um, we all know how special Donovan Mitchell is and how he raises his game in the postseason. So it'd be interesting to see what the Knicks can do against that. I mean, I like that Jalen Brunson is great and talented, and like you just can't stop him from going left. I like Emmanuel quickly. I think he's like a really underrated guard. Very quick himself, has a crazy jumper. But I don't know if the Knicks have like depth. Like they're relying on like Obi Toppin and fucking.
It's Tom Thibodeau. They don't need depth. He plays these guys 40 something minutes every game.
That's true. It's the playoffs. You're right. Yeah, Tom Thibodeau. Tom Thibodeau. You're gonna hear him screaming, "Go, go!" Yeah, Tom Thibodeau is crazy, man. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, who cares about depth in the playoffs? So, Randall, 46 minutes. Brunson.
Isn't he hurt? No, I know for sure he's hurt or coming off an injury, like an ankle injury or something. Julius Randle.
Any injury that you've heard in the last week and a half is just an injury. I promise. Like these guys have been locked into this spot, and they're just like, I don't care.
Sure, he'll be back, but yeah, especially with the rest in between the play-in and everything. So
exactly, yeah, he's going to play. Jalen Brunson's going to play. Like everybody's going to have everybody. So I think this series can honestly go either way. I mean, it really just depends on how well Jalen Brunson plays and how well Donovan Mitchell plays. Obviously, Donovan Mitchell is a better player, and I think the Knicks have kind of overachieved this year, if I'm being real. Like based on their roster on paper, like I didn't expect them to be a 5th seed, but I wouldn't be surprised if this goes 7 games either. What do you think?
Do you remember the last time Julius Randle played in the playoffs?
Yeah, unfortunately, I do. Yeah, that's why I barely mentioned his name. I said Jalen Brunson.
Oh, well, they depend on Randle too. So,
yeah,
if he can't replicate his season production, they're gonna be in trouble. So, and unfortunately, the Cavs have very good defensive bigs.
They do.
So it's gonna depend, I think, on Randle making his threes. If he can make his outside shot, then the Knicks, I think, can have a chance in this series. Otherwise, man, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a 4 or 5 game series. Like,
ooh,
I think that the advantage inside, and I think Donovan Mitchell he's going to score a lot in Cleveland. He's going to average 40 in the Garden because that's where his home is. So the Knicks will have a problem with that. And yeah, I see them getting carved up.
Damn. Okay. Well, I hope you're wrong.
Cavs and 5.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see a more fun series, but I mean, I guess it could go that way too. I mean, if Donovan Mitchell just goes nuclear, then it kind of is what it is.
And Mobley's been playing very well since the All-Star break too.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
2010. Goddamn. So just before we get out of here, man, I have a few final things I want to touch on. First is the Dallas Mavericks. How fucking dare they? I don't want to blame Kyrie because it really isn't his fault. I mean, the Mavs traded away their best wing defender and other pieces that helped them get to the Western Conference Finals last year, like Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie.
Their team was basically just Luka do everything on offense, and the guys like in Dinwiddie kind of gave him a break, and otherwise it was just everybody just played defense and hustle.
Yes.
That was their whole team, and they traded their best defensive hustle guys. And Kyrie, I mean, like you said, like he had to first of all like learn how to mesh with Luka anyway, and how that vibe would go. So it's not like he just knows coming in when to fall back, when it's Luka's time, when and learning the offense, getting settled. So like I said, you can't really blame him when they were already kind of on thin ice when they did it, when they made the trade. Man, they were just desperate.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
yeah.
Man, what a disaster.
Yeah, they're currently out of the play-in. I mean,
To,
they're going to miss the entire postseason at this point, which is crazy.
I'm a little conflicted about the tank thing because I kind of said it was a great idea organizationally earlier for them. I was kind of hinting towards that, which, if you know you're not going to make the playoffs, get your lottery pick and get the best odds. Why not? I get that. But damn, like, I wonder how Luka feels about this. Like, they're basically just wasting a year of his career. I mean, this guy is trying to be one of the GOATs. Like, we're talking about legacy, and this goes on his record now. In his young prime, he missed the whole play-in, like playoff play-in, everything.
Yeah.
And you can't 100% blame him for that, but he's got to take some blame too.
For sure.
This is a stain. This is bad. So I wonder how he feels about that they just gave up and they like forced him to tank and sit everybody down.
Yeah. I mean,
he's got like 4 more years on this contract, right? And one of them is a player option. So
yeah,
he signed a 5-year deal. Just played out his first year. So I don't know. They're saying after next summer, so summer 2024, he might, if the Mavericks haven't figured something out, he might mess around and ask for a trade.
Wow.
With 2 years left, guaranteed.
Come to the Lakers, please. Yeah, I mean,
we don't got enough. It's too soon. It's too soon.
Yeah, trade Bronny. LeBron wouldn't have it. Yeah. It's crazy that the Mavericks are in this position. It's so funny because like when the trade originally went down, you were just like, I don't know how they're going to win games. Like they're going to have to drop 150 points. And even that wasn't good enough. I mean, they were still losing. Dropping 120, 125 points. Like they were still losing. So
yeah, they had no defense, no bigs. It was just like, how is this going to work? Yeah.
Yeah. Christian Wood wasn't what I thought he would be, but I'm not sure that he got enough opportunity. Jason Kidd plays him like 20 minutes a game. Like it's kind of weird. Maybe he just doesn't fit to what Jason Kidd wants to do. I don't know. JaVale McGee barely plays. I mean, they rely on like Dwight Powell to be there in Kleber. So whatever. Shout out to the Mavs. Y'all suck. Last thing I wanted to go over, man, is the MVP race. It's heating up. I mean, if you would have asked people a month ago, they would have said that Jokic, 3-time MVP, but now, over the past month, I've been hearing nothing but, oh, it's Embiid, it's Embiid, it's Embiid, it's Embiid. What's your take on it, man? And who should win the regular season MVP this year?
Narrative, it's a narrative award, and
it is.
I feel like it's Embiid's time. I don't feel like great about it though, because I feel like Giannis is the best player and he's having a great season, and his team is the best team in the league. So he probably should win. Why? So really, he should probably win. But it does feel like Embiid he's been close. He's been a runner-up twice now, and he now people just gonna feel bad if he don't win.
Basically.
And it's not going to look right in the history books if he doesn't have an MVP. So it just feels like now everybody's got to do a mea culpa, and I don't feel great about that though. I feel like the best pick would be Giannis.
I think Giannis is averaging like 32, 15, 5 assists, a block and a half, like something crazy, and we're just ignoring it. Like nobody talks about him for MVP, which is nuts.
Best player on the best record. And he's the best player. So why it should be a layup.
Yeah,
he's a GOAT. I mean, he's one of the GOATs. He's a defining player of the era. Why is it so complicated? Why should Embiid win? Just because he's got the scoring champion and he's been a runner-up? I don't know. I'm kind of like convincing myself that it should be Giannis, but I would feel so bad because I feel like Embiid, he's been overdue.
So. Am I right in thinking that the two guys that have the most pressure going into this postseason is Jokic and Embiid? And I guess Harden too, but if I had to say two guys, I would say it's Jokic and Embiid.
And I'll put KD up there. I feel like he's got to win. I feel like he's got to win one on his own because he basically was just he wasn't riding the bus. I mean, he was riding the bus. He was in the bus driver with the Warriors. That whole conversation. He's got to lead his own championship.
That's so dumb to me, but okay.
But you think how much credit do you give him for those championships?
He won the Finals MVP, so I give him all the credit.
You give him all the credit just because he won the Finals MVP?
Yeah,
Why?
I do.
That's dumb, bro.
It's not. He was great in those series. He averaged like
He was
30 in
great,
one.
but he was on a team that was invincible. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, and he's the best player in the finals. That don't mean like he was the reason why they won the championship.
I mean, but he was he was the reason that team was invincible though. It's not like he was Clay averaging 18 and just a spot up shooter. He was their main option. I mean, Steph is Steph. It was Steph's team. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just
I
saying
give you
that.
that. I give you that. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, I think anybody who would have won the Finals MVP would not have gotten that much credit for their team. Is what I'm trying to say. Like, the team was just like an all-star team against regular teams down there. Like,
I feel like if Steph would have won both of those Finals MVPs, we wouldn't even having conversations like this. Like there wouldn't even be no bus rider.
if KD put up the
bullshit.
same numbers, because Steph
Yes.
could have won both of those years, especially like the second year, Steph could have won.
Yeah. Like KD could have averaged 30 and like it
I
wouldn't
just
matter.
I don't I feel like Finals MVPs was never this important of a conversation until like the last couple of years because Steph
Mhm.
never won one. Now it's like everybody Finals MVP, Finals MVP. Like
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups was a Finals MVP, and like uh
2004.
Paul Pierce, like when he wasn't even like the best player on his team, he was a Finals MVP.
Andre
So
Iguodala.
Andre Iguodala. So it's like this is kind of just like about that series. I don't think it's about that means you're the best player on that team.
Yeah.
Now the best player on that team probably should win, but I just
Mhm.
don't. There's circumstances where this extraordinary series by players. Oh,
I mean, like
I
to
just don't
me,
I don't think like I don't think that's that heralded of an award. And honestly, I
I
think there's a
agree.
problem with the NBA's awards because I think the MVP award is also kind of watered down. Like I
Yeah.
think there should be something that captures the whole playoff run at least, or the entire season and playoffs and all encompassing. That
Hmm.
would be great. But at least, I mean, I feel like there was like a whole play. I wish there was a playoff like most astounding player award or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and like first of all, I agree with the award not really holding the weight. My entire point was that Kevin Durant was the reason that they went back to back. I mean, like if you take KD off those teams, I don't think that they beat LeBron two years straight. That's just my opinion. Um, but with him, they did. So I don't think he has anything to prove. Not like Jokic and Embiid anyway. But
I think they could. I mean, why do you think they couldn't have beat LeBron that year in 2018 when Kyrie wasn't on the team when they swept the Cavs?
right, so they would. I think the team before that.
Say if they had Harrison Barnes instead of Kevin Durant. Why do you think they would not have won the championship just like they did already? They
I
beat
mean,
LeBron. They beat LeBron without Kyrie already.
right, but I was talking about the 17 year where they had after
Okay,
they just won in
so
16.
so I guess if the Cavs would have won in 17, if
Mhm.
they would have kept Harrison Barnes. We're just going on a tangent, guys. This is actually I love the Okay, so imagine in 2017 if the Cavs if Kevin Durant went anywhere else,
Sure.
and the Warriors kept Harrison Barnes
Mhm.
and kept Brandon back.
Mhm.
So you think the Cavs would have beat the Warriors again?
It would have been.
Because you understand in 2016 it took an extraordinary amount of circumstances for the
Yeah.
Cavs to even beat the Warriors in the first place.
Right.
So you think you just assumed that the Cavs would have beat them back to back. Cavs would have won back to back championships.
I do. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
With Harrison Barnes instead of KD. Yeah. I think they would have got it done. Yeah.
Why? I mean, the Warriors should have beat the Cavs in 2016.
But they
All
didn't.
yeah, if Draymond didn't get suspended and all the other crap that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm just
They
saying,
they
like,
lost 3 straight.
there's no guarantee. Maybe
No.
that's the case. Maybe, but I think the Warriors could have won. It could. I think if that was round 3, if they just ran it back, it could have went either way.
Mhm.
Okay, if the Warriors won one, Cavs won one. I think the Warriors could have won one. Could have won the third one. The Cavs could have won it too, but who knows? And then year 4, if that would have happened again, maybe we assume Kyrie resigned because the Cavs held it together. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're going into a fantasy world. All is to say that KD, I think he needs to. I think he needs to lead it on his own. Like he needs to be the bus driver. Like he needs to prove that. It just don't look good that the team won a championship before him and they won one after him. The Warriors I'm talking about.
Mhm.
I think to secure his legacy, I think he's got pressure. He's got to win on his own. That's I mean that's what even the OGs and Barkley and all them say, and all the talking heads. So I agree. Because otherwise, we're talking about: are you just going to put Kevin Durant on the same level as say a Kobe Bryant? Because he's got a scoring title. He's got multiple scoring titles. He's got an MVP. He's got 2 rings. He's got 2 Finals MVPs. He's Kobe. No, right?
No.
Because he didn't lead it on his own.
No. What I'm saying is if
This is what we got to talk about in the
everything
barbershop. This is the legacy
right.
talks.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So like look, if everything ends right now and KD's career is what it is, 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, he's still one of the greatest small forwards ever. Like I would take him over Larry Bird. Larry Bird won more championships, more MVPs. Like the only person I would take over Kevin Durant in history of small forwards is LeBron James, and that's with everything ending right now. Like nothing can change my mind that KD isn't the second best small forward ever. That's how I feel. I don't think he needs to prove anything. He's great. Like he's great, bro. That's just
I
my
mean, you talk
opinion.
about just straight talent because when we talk
Yes.
about legacy, your resume does matter. You know what I'm saying? Like what
Yeah.
you actually did on the court and achieved does matter. You could be the
He
greatest
won
player.
two championships, bro. That's good. That's good.
Um,
Like, why are we discounting 2 championships back to back? That's good. That's good. LeBron barely did it.
got to be the bus driver, man. It's just different.
Uh, okay.
LeBron's won as a bus driver.
Yeah, he sure has. Yeah. I mean, I,
Like
I can't.
Dirk Nowitzki's one title was worth more than Kevin Durant's. Agree or disagree?
I completely disagree with that. And I love Dirk and I love the Mavericks and I think they had an unbelievable run. But like Kevin Durant's championships don't mean less just because he was on an invincible team. Like I don't buy
I don't want to say it means less, but as a personal achievement, I think it's less. It's worth less. Yeah.
that. Okay. I mean, I guess. I mean, look, if I had to go back and watch one of those runs again, I would always choose the Mavericks run just because it was like just amazing. But like I wouldn't put Dirk ahead of Kevin Durant in any conversation about basketball.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. But that if Dirk didn't have that championship, where would he be?
Mm-hmm.
He'd be
He'd
a
still
Hall
be
of
one of the
Famer.
greatest ever. Yeah.
He'd be but that one championship has him in such high regard. You know what I'm saying? Like that
I agree. Yeah.
matters when you lead when you're the top dog and you able to climb the mountain.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like and you able to put a team on your back or at least shepherd a team where they need you. I don't know if the Warriors needed him.
They didn't.
Like, okay, thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, yeah, I mean, say if they subbed out Harrison Barnes for like any kind of star small forward that they could have achieved with that cap space. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have to be Kevin Durant. It could have been, whoever. I'm not, I don't want to go through the names, but
sure.
They would have been in great shape too, right?
Of course, yeah.
So,
yeah, but they chose Kevin Durant, and they did it with him. But let me ask you this, and then we'll get out of here because we are rambling. So you just said that because Dirk did what he did, we're gonna talk about him with reverence. Like he's solidified. He's stamped. He's a guy. He belongs in whatever conversation we're having. Mm-hmm. So if everything ends right now, you're saying that it's not the same for KD. He's not solidified. He's not a made man.
Where is his jersey getting retired?
Oklahoma City.
Are you sure?
Yes, he won an MVP there. What do you mean? He played there for 8 years.
They booed him out the door. They don't love him in OKC.
They did the same thing for Shaq, and the Orlando still raised his jersey.
I don't think it's a guarantee. OKC. Okay, well, keep going.
The Golden State Warriors. Yes, I think it's a guarantee. They drafted him.
They'll probably retire his number at the Warriors. He'll get love up there, but he ain't even been there for the dang ceremony. Like they can't honor the man because he keep acting hurt every time he played Golden State. So it's kind of weird there.
Yeah, but yeah, I think he'll get his jersey
Brooklyn?
retired both places. No, there's no way.
Okay.
Well,
this man is a mercenary, bro. That's his legacy. He needs to get it together and lead something on his own. He needs to show that he's the greatest Merc. Okay.
I guess. Okay. Guys, that's it. We're gonna end it here. Great pod, man. Great pod. Hopefully next time we're talking about the Lakers winning championship. No, I was playing. Or am I?
No, so, I can't wait to see these playoffs turn out, man. This West is going to be really unpredictable.
It's going to be fun.
Anybody could win this thing, man, honestly.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to tune in this Saturday on TNT. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah.
Playing on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, the play-in's on Tuesday. I meant the actual playoffs, but yeah. Playing on Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Then they get Friday off, and then Saturday the regular thing starts. So should be a lot of fun, man. But look, Javar, thank you so much for being on the pod, man. Great conversation as always. And we'll catch you in the next one.
All right, man. Good times.
Yes, sir.